Good morning. This is me creating, this is my first assignment. I'm going to create a forecasting dashboard in Power BI. This is for, actually, it's lab one. Oh, 1 second, pause. Okay, so I'm just creating a forecasting dashboard in Power BI for lab one of Comp 324. And in this lab, we are to be creative and provide a forecast chart with data sets of our choice displayed in an interactive dashboard, and to provide an explanation of the uploaded data set and visualization. And that's what I'm doing right now. And so first I'm going to choose a data set, create the background in Power BI, present the relevant charts and dashboard in Power BI, and I'm going to modify the filters and visualization to create the story, and I'm going to present it in this 5-minute video. So first of all, my open data set I sourced from World Data. I had this data set actually from a previous lab, and I chose it again because it's actually my only financial data set and these data sets are kind of hard to find, the financial data sets. I also sourced a new image from Pixabay that represents the coffee culture data set that I have. And so this is working with Power BI. I created the interactive dashboard, 3 charts. The same way that I created them in semester 1, I created the chart with the relevant data, added titles, made sure the data I wanted to show was accurate with a legend if it was required. The colors were taken into consideration, so it all worked together. And I added a dashboard title and, of course, the background of Pixabay. And then And then next, this was new for this semester. I added this forecasted sales, which is a forecasting chart using 3 years of data from the data source. And I applied the forecasting options to the data. The points on mine, this is how I modified the forecast. I added points, which was 3, because my data set was actually already in years. Points was the same thing as years. I didn't actually have an option to change it to years. And then I also set the confidence interval to be 85%. And this is the chart that was kind of new for this semester that I've added. And then in the end, I ended up with this completed dashboard with the titles. All these titles are set up because that was mentioned, and it is interactive. And I tried to show data that I thought would be relevant to this course or to this specifics. And in my conclusions, I found that I like the idea of forecasting the data. It definitely makes sense with sales forecasting, but it can be used in other forecasting scenarios as well. And I'm just going to move on to switch over to my actual interactive dashboard. So this is my interactive dashboard. I've got my sales and expenses and whatnot by state, so I can choose a state, and it will, of course, all other 3 dashboards will change. If I only wanted to see, for example, what beans data, I can change it to just beans data versus leaves data, teas and whatnot. And here you can see my targeted sales and versus my sales. So my beans were actually under my targeted sales, but if I switch this over, my leaves, I'd sold way more leaves than I did beans. My targeted sale was definitely above what I thought I would sell. So this kind of data would be taken in consideration, of course, if in purchasing a company for the future and where to spend money. So that's pretty much that. And then, of course, this is what was required now. So I've got 2013 to 14 data, which is actual data in blue. And then you'll see here that this gray is what it's forecasted to be over the next 3 years, which is actually pretty good data for if you were going to sell. And again, this interaction, just in California, it still shows the forecasted sales. And actually, if you as I go through these, you can see that regardless of what state, it looks like sales are forecasted to go up in all states.